Hey, I am so excited because we are now in week 4 of 6 weeks covering the material of MyPath. And I am so grateful for your leading this out, whether it's in your life group or in your Sunday school class. I want to remind you that we are inviting you, asking you to lead out in a couple of different ways. The first is this, that you are personally asking, what is my next step going to be in living out one or more of these 6 priorities? And that we are encouraging you to not only think that through personally, but to share that with your life group or your class so they can catch on to this perspective and this reality that we are asking everyone to think through what is their next step with these priorities. The second thing that I want to ask you to lead out is to, as a group, ask and say and discuss what is our next step going to be, either as a life group or as a class, to living out one or more of these 6 priorities. What are we going to engage in and do as a group to make this a reality for us as a team? All right? So today I am really excited because Jana is going to share just a brief moment on a priority that she is unbelievably passionate about, and that is engaging in missions.
So, have you ever wondered why when God saves us, He doesn't just take us to heaven? It's because He has a role for us here in His mission on earth. He has a part for us to play. And I want to encourage you to think about what that might be for you. You see, God is a God of redemption. He is working to redeem the earth. He's been on that mission since the first sin in the Garden of Eden. And as He's been on that mission to redeem mankind, He has provided ways for each of us to engage in that kingdom growth. So why engage in missions? It's how you see what God is doing around the world, how He's at work. So imagine this. Imagine you're watching a football game, but you don't get to keep track of the score. That's not very fun, right? So engaging in missions is one way that you get to see how God is at work, how He's redeeming the earth, how He's reaching mankind, and you get to celebrate the score. You get to celebrate that we're winning. And that grows our faith. When we see God at work, something happens and our God gets bigger and we start to believe more in what God is doing. The other thing that happens when we engage in missions is that we see the world differently. We see the world through God's eyes. We see what is happening around the world with His perspective. We watch the worldly news with a different perspective. We engage in our own community with a different perspective because we see what God is doing and we see places where He is calling us to get involved. And so I want to encourage you to engage in missions, and I want you to think about this. If there are obstacles in your life that are keeping you from engaging in missions, I want to encourage you that God is bigger than those obstacles, and He will find ways for you to both be a part of His mission and to experience what He's doing around the world. Thanks.